These are the gasoline brands that could be destroying your engine right now, and the 5 that will actually protect it. Every time you fill up at the wrong station, you're potentially causing hundreds of dollars in damage that won't show up for months or even years. Here's what most drivers don't know. All gasoline starts at the same refineries. Shell, Chevron, that no-name station on the corner, they're all getting their base fuel from the same places. The difference that can make or break your engine happens at the distribution terminal, where each brand adds their own cocktail of detergents and additives, and the gap between good and bad gasoline is massive. Back in 2016, AAA ran a study that should have changed how everyone buys gas. They tested top-tier certified gasoline against regular fuel that just meets the EPA minimum standards. After only 4,000 miles, that's maybe 3 months of normal driving. The engines running on non-top-tier gas had 19 times more carbon deposits. We're talking 660 milligrams of gunk versus just 34 milligrams. That's like the difference between a light dust and a thick layer of mud inside your engine. But here's the kicker. Top-tier gas only costs about 3 cents more per gallon. 3 cents. That's less than 50 cents extra on a typical fill-up. Yet 63% of drivers think there's no difference between gas brands. They're literally choosing to save pocket change while risking major engine damage. So what exactly is top-tier gasoline? In 2004, a group of automakers got fed up. BMW, General Motors, Honda, Toyota, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi looked at the EPA's minimum detergent requirements and said, this isn't enough. These companies were seeing too many warranty claims from carbon buildup, too many engines dying prematurely. So they created their own standard that requires 2 to 3 times more detergent additives than the EPA minimum. Think about what's happening inside your engine every time you drive. Fuel sprays through tiny injectors, mixes with air, explodes thousands of times per minute. Without enough detergents, carbon deposits start forming on your fuel injectors, intake valves, and combustion chambers. It's like cholesterol building up in your arteries. Greg Brannon, AAA's Director of Automotive Engineering, puts it bluntly. The detergent additives in top-tier gasoline help keep engines cleaner and running more efficiently. And when engines get dirty, bad things happen. Carbon deposits can reduce your fuel economy by up to 4%. Your acceleration can drop by 25%. Your emissions can increase by 50%. You'll experience rough idling, hesitation when you hit the gas, maybe even check engine lights. Now, I can't give you a definitive list of the worst gas stations because this changes, and some stations sell both top-tier and non-top-tier fuel at different pumps. But I can tell you the patterns to watch for. Independent stations, especially cash-only ones, often use generic fuel with minimum additives. Regional discount chains that advertise rock-bottom prices, they're usually cutting costs on additives. Unbranded stations, the ones without a major oil company name, these are red flags. Here's the thing about those discount stations. They're not necessarily selling bad gasoline in the sense that it will immediately damage your car. It meets EPA standards. Your car will run. But those EPA standards, they're the absolute minimum. It's like eating food that technically has enough nutrients to keep you alive versus eating food that actually keeps you healthy. Let me break down what you should be looking for instead. As of 2024, over 60 brands meet top-tier standards. But here are the heavy hitters you can trust anywhere in the country. Shell, they're top-tier certified and widely available. Chevron with their Techron additive package, solid choice. Exxon and Mobil, which are actually the same company now, both top-tier. Marathon, Phillips 66, Texaco, Sinclair, all good options. But here's my favorite one that surprises people. Costco. Yes, Costco's Kirkland Signature Gasoline is top-tier certified. You're getting the same quality as the big brands, often at a significant discount. Arco is another budget-friendly option that meets top-tier standards. You don't have to pay premium prices to get premium additives. Now, don't confuse top-tier with premium octane. These are completely different things. You can buy 87 octane top-tier gas or 93 octane gas that isn't top-tier. Octane is about preventing engine knock in high-performance engines. Top-tier is about keeping any engine clean. For most cars, 87 octane top tier is better than 93 octane non-top tier. The real damage from bad gas happens slowly. John Nielsen, AAA's managing director, says carbon deposits are a real threat to engine performance, and the extra cost of top-tier gasoline is pennies per gallon. But because the damage is gradual, most people don't make the connection. Your car runs fine for a year, maybe 2. Then you notice it's not quite as peppy. Your gas mileage drops a bit. The engine idles rough on cold mornings. By the time you're experiencing symptoms, the damage is done. And fixing it isn't cheap. Professional fuel system cleaning can run $150 to $200. replacing fouled fuel injectors, that's $300 to $800. New intake valves on a direct injection engine, you're looking at potentially thousands. Here's something else most people don't realize. Modern engines, especially those with direct injection, are more sensitive to deposit formation than older engines. In traditional port injection engines, fuel washes over the intake valves, providing some cleaning action. But in direct injection engines, fuel goes straight into the combustion chamber. Those intake valves never get washed. They're completely dependent on having clean combustion to avoid carbon buildup. This is why Ford joined the Top Tier program in 2022, becoming the 8th major automaker to endorse the standard. They saw what was happening to their EcoBoost engines when customers use subpar fuel. BMW and Audi have been particularly vocal about requiring top-tier fuel to maintain warranty coverage. So how do you know if a station sells top-tier gas? Look for the top-tier logo on the pump or signage. Check the official website at toptiergas.com for a current list. And here's a crucial detail. If a brand is top-tier certified, all grades at all their stations should meet the standard. But franchise operations can be different from company-owned stations. So when in doubt, ask. I want to address the skeptics who say this is all marketing hype. Yes, the top-tier program benefits the companies that sell certified fuel, but it was created by automakers who have zero financial incentive to promote specific gas brands. They created this standard because they were tired of fixing engines damaged by cheap gas under warranty. When BMW, Honda, Toyota, and GM all agree on something, it's worth paying attention. The science is clear. The AAA study was comprehensive and peer-reviewed. Southwest Research Institute, one of the most respected automotive research facilities, has published supporting data. This isn't opinion, it's measurable, repeatable chemistry. Here's my bottom line recommendation. Always use top-tier gasoline. The extra 3 cents per gallon works out to maybe $40 more per year for the average driver. That's less than a single oil change. It's cheap insurance against expensive repairs. If you've been using non-top tier gas, switching now can still help. Those detergents don't just prevent deposits, they can actually clean existing buildup over time. You won't reverse years of neglect overnight, but you can stop the damage from getting worse and slowly improve your engine's condition. For those of you in areas where top-tier gas is hard to find, you have options. You can add fuel system cleaners to your tank periodically, though this is more expensive than just buying good gas. Or plan your fill-ups around trips past top-tier stations. Even if you can only use top-tier gas 80% of the time, that's far better than never using it. Remember, your car is probably the second most expensive thing you own. Why risk damaging it to save what amounts to loose change? Use top-tier gas. Stick to brands like Shell, Chevron, Exxon, Mobil, Costco, Marathon, Phillips 66, Texaco, Sinclair, and ARCO. Avoid unbranded stations and suspiciously cheap gas. Your engine will thank you with better performance, better fuel economy, and most importantly, a longer life. The choice is yours. Spend an extra 3 cents per gallon now, or spend hundreds or thousands on repairs later. Once you know the difference, the decision becomes obvious. Don't let your engine become another casualty of bad gasoline. Make the switch to top-tier fuel today and protect the investment you've made in your vehicle. Because in the end, it's not about the brand on the sign, it's about what's in the additive tank that makes all the difference.